So is Ace Frehley finally revealing the real reason why Kiss didn't reunite at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony? Hey, what's up? I'm Jeremy White. Make sure you like and subscribe to get more cool stuff like this. My full interview with Ace Frehley is not going to be out for a couple of weeks. His latest record, 10,000 Volts, is available for pre-order now wherever you get your music, coming out at the end of February. Anyway, so I spoke to Ace, and pretty much I asked him straight up about his relationship with Gene and Paul, the bickering back and forth they've had in the press the last little while. And he was very candid about the fact that he's got a great relationship with the two of them. But he did say that the reason that Kiss didn't reunite at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony might have been because they wanted to play the backing tracks, and he can't use in-ear monitors playing live. Which makes a lot of sense, because you would need to have in-ear monitors if you're playing to playback. You got the click tracks playing, you got all kinds of, audible cues going on, and you can't just have that blasting out in the wedges on the stage. So that's honestly a legitimate, real possibility as to why Ace and Peter didn't get up on stage with Kiss. It's been well documented that the band has been using backing tracks for the last couple of years. I support it, but that's a whole another thing. But check out what Ace had to say, and it made a lot of sense to me. Anyways, check it out. And my interview with Ace is coming out in a couple of weeks. Make sure you like and subscribe. And the podcast is going to be available wherever you stream podcasts.
It's just a whole new ball game. I've gotten used to Pro Tools now. I can actually engineer solos and vocals when I get the idea and nobody's around.
Yeah.
I remember when we did Fire and Water, and I had asked Paul Stanley to do the lead vocal. And prior to him doing the lead vocal, the song felt so great to me. I tried doing like 15 guitar takes, and none of them worked. I tried piecing them together, blah, 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 and it didn't happen. The next day, I woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, went into my studio, did a take from beginning to end, no edits. And Paul did an amazing vocal on it.
Yeah.
I can't say enough good things about the vocal he did on that song.
Well, that was a really good collaboration. I think it kind of set fans up into thinking that maybe you're going to make a return to the band at some point, but that just really didn't happen. I mean, did you think that maybe that was like a way to, the door possibly opening to maybe, doing some more stuff with those guys?
Last Kiss concert?
Yeah, like when you did the song with Paul, I think a lot of fans were kind of hoping that maybe that's the door, that the door's open now. Maybe he could get back in and do a show or two with the guys.
Me and Paul, we're good friends. Yeah, just like I am with Gene. But, sometimes, he's hot and cold. Sometimes he'll make statements in the press that piss me off.
Mm-hmm.
And he really pissed me off when he was on the Howard Stern show and said that if me and Peter got up on stage at the Garden, the band, you might as well call the band Piss. I lost it when I heard that. Come on, I've been making, they haven't done a record in 20 years. I put out 5 albums. I've toured all over. And he's trying to say that I can't get up and do 2 or 3 songs. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was interesting when he said that, because wouldn't you be able to put all things aside, just go up, do one song together, go up there and do Detroit Rock City? Even if you had, Tommy and Eric up there who weren't included, it would have been nice for the fans to have been able to get that from you guys,
I think the fans would have loved it. But, I've spoken to a lot of people after the fact, and they said, Kiss uses backing tracks, and they said we probably have to use ear monitors, and I think they were worried about us having to do that, because I hate ear monitors, and Paul knows it. So I may have refused to wear the ear monitors. I like to just hear monitors on the floor and play.
So you think that
they invited me and Peter to perform at that last show 5, 6, 7 months before the show happened. And then, the last month after they had sold out the show, they trashed us.
Mm-hmm.
And, Bruce Kulick got trashed. They said they invited him. He never got an invitation. They said in the press they invited me. I never got an invitation. I called Peter. I go, did you ever get an invitation from Paul and Gene to perform at the Garden? He goes, no. So they lied.
Mm.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. And I mean, ultimately, those guys, they did keep the band alive during the 80s until the reunion tour. And before you ended up ultimately leaving the band, and Peter too, do you kind of regret that in the end? Just looking back, it's like, had you stayed in the band, maybe you were making less pay. Maybe the long game would have been the smarter thing. You would have got more, endorsements, higher profile, visibility. You would have been a current member of KISS. Do you think that maybe looking back, it would have been a smarter idea to stay in the band?
Well, monetarily it would have been, but to me, it's not about the money. It's about the music. And it's about whether or not I'm having fun with the people I'm working with. And if I'm not having fun with the people I'm working with and they're doing stuff I don't approve of, but I'm outvoted, I don't care how much money I lost millions and millions of dollars over the years after Tommy took over. But, that just gave me it gave me what's the word? The drive to make a better band and make better music. And I don't understand why they never put out a record after 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, they did. They put out Sonic Boom and they put out Monster, I think in 2012. Monster was all right. Sonic Boom did pretty good, but there's no real hits on those records. But they put out 2 records with that lineup, and they're not bad.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I was talking in an interview the other day. He's going, I listened to Sonic Boom. Monster. He goes, but it's Tommy Thayer trying to sound like me. Which is kind of ridiculous because actually Tommy's not a bad guitar player.
No, he's great.
Technically, he may even be a better guitar player than me, but he doesn't seem... See, I'm sloppy, and I'll be the first to admit it, and people have said it in comments. I'm sloppy, but I have a way about the way I play. Jimmy Page is sloppy. But, we get some type of, I don't even know what to call it.
Well, it's just like a vibe, it's a style thing.
Well, it's a vibe, Yeah, if I miss a note and there's people in the front row looking at me, I just laugh. It's like no big deal. They know I played it on the record. And obviously, hey, I just lost, I lost my way for 1 second and I missed the note.
Yeah.
It's no big deal. The Rolling Stones have been playing sloppy for 60 years.
Come on, Keith Richards, one of the sloppiest players ever. But look, it's all about the vibe and what the sound he makes. It's unique.
Yeah. Well, I don't worry about, what people say about my guitar playing. Most people, praise my guitar work. So,
No, absolutely.
Look, the ones that don't and the ones that put me down, I just think they're jealous.
Ace Frehley, 10,000 volts coming out. You go pre-order where you get your music. You're doing vinyl, you're doing CDs, you're doing the whole thing. You get the Apple Dolby Atmos mix. It's going to sound great in your AirPods or your vinyl, your record player, wherever you're going to get your music. One last question, because I'm a big Eric Singer fan, and they came out with the Kiss Off the Soundboard live in Tokyo from 2001, not long ago. And that show you guys did was amazing. Are you disappointed that you never really got to record an album with that lineup, Gene, Paul, Eric Singer, and yourself? You think that would have been good?
I think that was probably the best lineup we had. And, but then again, after a while, Paul's voice started giving him problems as he got older. I'm dear friends with Eric. I call up Eric. I send him texts. We've been friends forever. He loves playing with me.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a sweetheart of a guy and a great drummer. He's played with several famous bands, and because he has the chops, I have no idea what Tommy Thayer is going to do after this.
Yeah, that's true.
Who has he played with? Black and Blue? I don't know.
Yeah. And Eric,
I don't want to say anything negative about Tommy. Tommy's going to have a hard enough time continuing his career without Kiss.
And Eric Singer, what was it like, that last show with Peter Criss? He leaves and Eric comes in. Did that just bring a whole new energy to the live show with you guys? Did you feel energized, playing with Eric Singer on stage versus Peter?
I felt totally energized with Eric. If my drummer, God forbid, dropped dead tomorrow, I'd give Eric Singer a call, I don't know if he'd take the job, but, I don't. Eric is just an amazing drummer. I remember the last time I played with him was at it was some kind of a signing festival,
Like a Comic-Con or something?
Those things we all do once in a while,
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he got up and did Shock Me. And I couldn't believe how good it sounded.
Mm-hmm.
He just took over that drum kit, and it was like he flew down from heaven. And I can't even put words into it.
Yeah.
He played that so masterfully. That's all I can say.
And I was listening to that Live in Tokyo album, and I was like, damn, just how in the pocket he was. And it just added so much more energy, and it made the Kiss songs more fun with Eric Singer on the drums. They were more danceable.
Yeah. But, Peter had a bad car accident, and he's had other accidents. And, I love Peter, but he was really never the same after the serious car accident he had in California. And I'd rather not go into it, but, things happen.
An all-new episode of The Jeremy White Show.
Available wherever you stream.